Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode, a new season of Real Business Roundtable. We're switching things up where we have a more cinematic filming going on. So this is more, it kind of looks like Netflix a little bit, but adds a little bit of a different touch. Thank you, Cam. So today we want to talk about something to help someone who has the entrepreneurial spirit, someone who wants to build something, but they don't have access to capital. Nobody wants to invest in their idea, or they can't get a loan, or whatever. Funds are limited. So we want to talk about the ways to start a business with almost zero or minimal cash to get going. Because you might need small things like business cards. Bless you. You might need small things like business cards and things like that in the beginning. But we want to just kind of give people some inspiration and some ideas on realistic approaches to starting a business from nothing.
Yeah, I kind of want to share some information that when I was 16, 17, 18, younger, if I watched this, I gained something out of it and I learned how, what are the first steps? What does it take to start a business with zero down, whatever you want to call it, no money. And, in today's world, it's easier than ever. People just need access to that information. Mm-hmm. And so I think that, that's definitely something that we can provide. And, honestly, one thing I want to start off with is online businesses, as we all know, have been blowing up. They blow up. And there's ways to do that with barely any money. Mm-hmm. If you're younger or you're, whatever age you are, it's most likely that you're working somewhere. So you have some sort of, even if it's a small amount of income. At a younger age, you have to learn that you're at the age to take risks. If you're living with your parents, if you're this, whatever it may be, you are at an age where you have to take those risks if you want to build your own business, if you want to, build it, if you want to be an entrepreneur, whatever it may be. And so that's the first thing. So I don't want to put an episode out that says, how to start a business with $0. Because
that's not realistic.
It's not realistic. I mean, there are things that you can do, arbitrage, whatever it may be. There are things that you can do where you can start a business with $0. But in today's world, the easiest business to grow right now is an online business. And, $100, you can get away with doing $100. Easy.
First and foremost, I think one of the main skills as an entrepreneur that you must have if you want to build a business is you need to learn first people skills. You need to understand how to interact with people. If you're a good communicator, if you're a good networker, you can build something from nothing. So what I'm talking about is a deal maker. You find one party that has one thing, and you find another party that needs that one thing. You be the deal maker and you somehow execute and make that deal happen. That's an opportunity to get a commission, to get a percentage on an ongoing basis, whatever the arrangement is. You can say, I want a 10% kickback on anything I bring you. So let's say you find someone who has something that solves a problem, but they don't really have any marketing or sales in place. You being a broker is your own business. I don't think a lot of people realize that. You don't have to punch a clock and work 40 hours for someone else. You can be a free open agent that's a broker
consolidating
that can
business
sell
deals.
Anything. Sales is your own business. You write your own paycheck. You eat what you kill. You don't get a freebie handout. Oh, I put my hours in. No, that's not sales. Sales is you building your own business and earning what you brought in the door. What meat did you put on the table for the company or whoever? You get a piece of that because you earned it. Very different. So that's one of the first skills I think if somebody wants to start a business from zero or essentially zero or close to it, learn people skills, learn how to communicate, interact with people, network, shake hands, learn the skills. If you're more of an introvert, try to get out there and talk more. If you're more of the shy type, you got to jump in the pool and learn how to swim. I'm sorry. You got to learn how to interact. You got to learn how to talk. You got to learn how to listen to what people need and then make the connections. Hey, I know this guy. Maybe you have an arrangement with this guy that maybe you get 10% of everything you bring to him. but you're out there negotiating. The secondary sub skills, aside from people skills and communication skills, is very important to learn business development and sales. Sales meaning deal closing, not talking about sales, deal closing, getting the signature, getting the commitment, helping the client understand and see the value and be 100% certain enough to sign their name and say, I believe in your product. I believe in your service. Business development and sales is the foundation of any good business person. If you can't sell yourself, if you can't sell your business, you can't sell your solution, then you need to learn how to do that, because that is so critical and so impactful to the direction a business goes. So that's first skill number one. If you're not much of a salesperson, okay, and you truly just not that type of person, you need to link up with someone that wants to join you at $0, no base. It's a partnership where they're going to go out, they're going to stomp the pavement, they're going to knock on doors, they're going to network, whatever, just to get the ball rolling, and they're going to bring in sales. So let's say you're the side that's more of handling the relationships or the execution or the fulfillment, and then a person that you trust, be very careful about who you pick as a business partner, and someone that you trust is going to go out and actually bring in the business. That's a great way to start a business from zero. That's actually what I did. I was more of the sales piece, and my business partner was more of the operations fulfillment piece. Very, very intelligent guy. And we said, hey, let's join forces, and I handle the sales and you handle the fulfillment. And basically it was just me drumming up business, and that we literally started the business with nothing.
So one business model that that you could essentially do with no money down is everyone has an iPhone, right? Mm-hmm. And people pay a lot for content these days. That is like a huge, people have content budgets. Businesses have content budgets. If you are just some, whatever, you're trying to start your business, you're younger, whatever, take your iPhone. This phone right here, the 14 Pro, whatever the fuck it is, I mean, it shoots in 4K 60 frames. You go out to a restaurant, you take a video, and then you post it on TikTok, whatever, you do it a couple times, and then you take that, you have a platform, you go to those businesses and say, hey, I can make this video for you. It's so simple to make a video. Download Splice on your phone, iPad, computer, whatever it is. You don't have to pay a ton of money for these platforms, and you can go out and you can do you can create content for these businesses. Some of these businesses, I can name 10 of them that are on this strip right here, don't have any online presence on TikTok or on the platforms that matter right now. They don't have videos out there. How would you, I guess another question would be, how would you price it out? Because I would, if I was in that position, that's what I would do. I did that. I literally went out and I did that. I did that for a couple businesses with no cost, so I can build that foundation, and then I started selling the product to different businesses. That's how I started with $0 down. Marketing, I was making content. Literally, our photographer here, he did it with me. We went out, we didn't get paid. We took photos, we took videos. I helped them, put it on their website. I helped them build their social media. I did graphic design with Canva. I did all this stuff. I didn't get a cent, and I didn't spend a cent. Maybe like a subscription here or there for Splice, and Canva was like $20 a month. But it's like, I was then making money after a couple months doing that. I had people paying me like $1,000 a month to come out and do a video once a week. What was it? It was 2 minutes worth of video every month for however. I mean, people pay a lot of money for that sort of stuff. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is these online businesses, marketing, helping businesses with content, things that they don't have time to do. That's one business model that you could do without any money down. If it's just you have a phone, you have a camera, download the software, go out, take videos, create a page of your own, and then market that page to businesses in your area. And you can, you can sell the 30-second video for $300 to $700, right?
Yeah.
There you go. You sell 4 of those in a month. How much is that? I mean, that. There you go. Now you have a business that you just created.
Yeah.
You get good at that, and then you start adding more services, and now you can spend money on what you do, and you hire people. It's just that you start off with something, you build it, and then you add on services if it's a service business. I mean, and then there's other online businesses where you sell, where you're doing affiliate marketing for certain products. Every fucking business online, you go down to the bottom of their site, and it says affiliate program. You sign up for that affiliate program, and you go on. You create all these different accounts, and you start doing affiliate pages.
Here's a little bit of a tip, and it's something I've seen. It's extremely frustrating, and I won't flip out. I promise.
I wish I knew what he was about to say.
I promise I won't flip out. If you're a solopreneur, this makes me crazy. If you're a solopreneur and you're dealing with multiple small businesses of any size, and let's say you're managing passwords, domains, critical things that business needs and relies on. And let's say you go through some personal stuff, whatever, you lose your mind, I don't know, you go off on the deep end. Don't leave your clients hanging. Give those passwords or whatever to your mom or a third party. Just say to them, hey, if I ever lose my mind and I end up on an island, please give these passwords to these great people right here.
Seems like very
that hired me."
specific.
No, I see it all the time. These solopreneurs, they start little businesses and then they f- all of their clients when something happens, like they go through a divorce and they just and multiple times we've had people come to us and go, yeah, this guy, I was working with him for 5 years. He had everything. I trusted him and he just disappeared.
Well, yeah.
Like, that is a problem. If you're going to start a business and you're going to be a solopreneur, be responsible and keep their stuff safe. And if you think you're going to lose your mind, give that shit to a safety person, a backup person, and tell your clients, like, hey, if you can't get a hold of me, reach out to my mom. She'll have all your passwords. Like someone you trust, your sister, your cousin, somebody. Have a backup plan. Because if you deal with a company, a legitimate company, say 30 employees, 20 employees, if somebody leaves, someone loses their mind, they go on an island somewhere, there's going to be someone else to help you. That's one thing to keep in mind. But the solopreneurs, like they'll just go, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to build this, I'm going to build this, and then they're gone. Mm-hmm. And now that business is disadvantaged because they trusted that solopreneur, basically a nomad, that disappeared. So they just invested all that money, all that time into resources, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
And now if they hire somebody else, the other person's burdened and says, wait a minute, you have 7 Facebook profiles. You have 30 Google My Business profiles. You have 22 websites. What is going on? We've had this happen where they went with the solopreneur, the nomad, and they just poof. Okay, let me try somebody else. Poof. And the business owner doesn't realize it's bad to have that. Like to have like 30 websites, or realistically, like 3 or 4. We see this sometimes where someone's like, yeah, I got 4 websites. I'm talking about responsibility here. If you're going to build a business from zero and be a solopreneur, be responsible with your customers' data. Be responsible with their credentials. This is relevant.
100%. No, I think
very important
because
because
there's a big lesson to that.
I see it happen so much that I have to voice it. I'm not going to be quiet about it.
Yeah.
So always be responsible. Always think twice. Like we have 1 backup, 2 backups. Like we're always prepared, and there's multiple people here. So like just in that event that something happened to someone where they say no longer work with us or whatever, there's always somebody.
So what I do and what I used to do, I used to do this is I would have like anything that is like, not like anything that is important, like a file that's important, whatever it may be for what we do. If it's a work, but I have a terabyte hard drive that so what I do is if I have like contracts, if I have this, whatever, something that can't be lost, what I'll do is I'll have it on my computer and I'll copy it into that hard drive. I'll unplug the hard drive and it goes in the same exact spot every single time. It's a terabyte hard drive, so I never have to worry about it getting full, but that is always there.
Yeah.
I always have that hard drive. So if something happens to my computer, when I lose everything, I don't. I have it all in this hard drive, so I can plug it into something else. But it's really important to know that, to be responsible. I mean, that's obviously you have to be responsible when you're starting a business.
It's exciting to get the revenue. It's exciting to get the client. I get it. I'm in business development sales.
You can't get carried away with that.
But you have to also think about your client's best interest. Think about what's important to keep them in a safe place, them in a good spot. Because your negligence and your, I met somebody and I'm going to go live in Tahiti, and you just ignore everybody and you disappear off the face of the earth. Like that's so, you guys got to stop doing that. Like, stop disappearing. If you can't handle running your business, give all those passwords to your customers and say, hey, sorry, Mr. or Miss Client, I'm gonna lose my mind in about 48 hours, and here's all your passwords. So just
always have a backup. Yeah.
Give them the courtesy.
But so back to so that is one valuable thing, is just to have responsibility and to understand also that there's negatives to all this. You have to understand that so let's go back to the content stuff, right? So if you're providing a service, your at the beginning of the service, at the beginning of the inception of the business, when you start doing everything, what you do, the work you do, and being accountable for what you do, and also just integrity. So if you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. Like you're setting these expectations to a client at the beginning of your business. You have to hold yourself to those expectations, and you have to deliver. That's very important, because case studies are what drive business as well. Word of mouth is huge, especially when you don't have a big budget to market yourself. But as I was saying before, online businesses, right? They're exploding. They're easy to grow. There's this app that is practically free marketing right now. You don't have to run any ads. You don't have to, as long as you have a good strategy. It's called TikTok. If you have a product, right? You create a product for create a product website for $30 to $70 online. You market this product on 4 or 5 or 6 different pages that you create on TikTok. You take videos, you make videos, you do whatever you can. It's going to take time, but you take those videos and you put them out on all those accounts on many different platforms, and you start to gross about 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views. A couple of those views are going to turn into sales. And then you have money to start marketing it, and there's so many different ways to start a business online, specifically with no money. Content creation, product, sales, drop shipping, website, whatever it may be. I know all these words are so overused, but they're true. It's a way to make money, and then with money you can make more money.
That's the key, is to kickstart the business where you're actually making revenue, and then you can fund more sophisticated, structured growth, where now you can invest in a website. Now you can invest in SEO every single month. Now you can make sure your Google My Business page is set up properly and optimized. Then you can get into creating some multimedia content, getting into some social media ads, and then slowly use some of the revenue that you're using from bootstrapping. Because sometimes we have people who get stuck in that bootstrapping phase and they just pocket all the cash, and you're like, you don't have a website? They're like, oh yeah, I don't need one. No, pal, you need to invest in your presence. Just doing the handshake, word of mouth thing is only going to take you so far, no matter how much you think. And again, I stress, think. It's a state of mind. Some of these people are nuts. They run their whole business on word of mouth, and I don't agree with that. I hate word of mouth, because you're relying on fate. Fate does not drive business. You may be lucky, but you're at the mercy of those flows of the ocean, so to speak. You're at the mercy of something that you're purposely not controlling because you don't want to invest into your business. So there's two sides of the coin. So you should take some of the revenue, if you're starting from zero, Take some of the revenue that you're earning and invest into your digital landscape. That's the first thing, because it's the most cost effective. Don't go buy don't do a billboard and spend $6-7 grand a month. Don't do something stupid like that, because you could fall into that trap because you can see it and it's big and shiny in your face and you feel good. It's not doing as much as you think it's doing. Use the money in the beginning to build out digital. Once your digital is performing like a well-oiled machine, then take some of the revenue you're making, and then you can do the luxury stuff, which is traditional media. Radio, TV, billboards. It's all good. It's visibility, it's brand. It's great, but it's don't go broke going crazy, because that stuff typically is more expensive. But you want to keep reinvesting in your business. Don't stay in the bootstrap phase. It's very important, because people kind of like, they start a business and they're like, well, I brought in sales with no marketing. Maybe I could stick with this plan. Not wise. Not wise.
It's not scalable.
All.
It's barely, yeah.
That's a mistake. I see it all the time. Someone's proud that they didn't do any advertising. I don't need marketing. And what do you do for sales? 250,000. How long you been at 250,000, dude? 18 years. How long? 18 years. I know a guy that's doing the same thing as you that's doing 5 million. And just look at him. The light bulb should go off. Now, if the light bulb doesn't go off, you may have a bigger problem. But it should go off, and the business owner might go, maybe I should do something. Because sometimes people will get stuck in the bootstrap phase. Stop staying in the bootstrap phase. That's key number one. If you want to build a business from zero, don't get stuck in the bootstrap phase just because you impressed yourself with a little bit of sales. Use the revenue to reinvest in the business. Reinvest in the business. And another thing is, digital is an ongoing expense. It is not a one-time fee.
It's your brand.
It is not a one-time fee. If your doors are open, you need to be doing SEO. You need to be managing your website properly. You need to be creating content. You need to be creating social media content. You need to be creating blogs. You need to be running ads. You need to be accessing data. You need to go as low into the chair as we can.
Okay, I keep going.
I'm trying to get. No, I'm taking the floor too much here. Go ahead.
So I just want to. That's all great points. I'm not taking away from that at all. But to reel it back just a little bit, just to talk about like the beginning stages, because so one thing that I wanted to emphasize on was that we're saying all these big things, right? We're saying all these big, like, if when you started your business, you grew it, whatever. But down to the beginning, before you even start a business, it may seem, and I remember feeling myself, it was a little bit overwhelming with, how many opportunities I did find that I could do. There was a lot of different things, a ton, thousands. There's endless amounts of things that you can do online that are businesses, whatever, in person too, whatever. Use your resources that are available to you in order to understand these businesses better. The one thing that what I did was I had like 3 or 4 or 5 different businesses that I had started, and some of them failed, and some I lost passion in a couple of them, and I learned a lot from that experience. I learned what I enjoyed doing, what I had a passion in, and what I could scale happily. And I also learned what my skills are. I learned all these different things, but one huge resource that I had access to was YouTube. Everyone has access to it. There are hundreds of thousands of videos online on YouTube teaching you how to start these businesses, learning about these businesses, there's so many learning opportunities on YouTube. Just go on a tangent and just watch a ton of videos, learn about advertising, learn about how to edit a video properly, learn about how to sell something, learn about it, just gain that knowledge. Because it's invaluable. It's what you have in here is invaluable compared to anything else. you're going to build a business off of that. And that's what I did. I learned these different things through my process. And then I went on to YouTube. I learned all this stuff and whatever. But that's also a resource that's there and it's available and it has so much information. Enough to help you decide what you want to do and how to do it, how to scale. You have a business idea. You want to learn how to build a website. Go on YouTube, how to build or start a website. There's 10 different things places that I can tell you where you can build your own website if you don't have a budget to get one built for you. And so that kind of leads me to the, closing out. I know we've been going for a little bit now. So that's the basics on how to build a business with very little money. I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to add?
So if someone says, oh yeah, what type of business should I start? Always think of something that you believe in. Always think of something that solves a problem. Always keep in mind the level of demand. So just because, let's say you like rubber duckies and you want to start a rubber ducky business, but you find out that it's so niche-y. I don't know, maybe that's a bad example because maybe a lot of people like rubber duckies. I'm just thinking of like people have they have little knick-knacky type of hobbies and they might go, yeah, I want to do a business. And you're kind of like, is that really viable? So just do your research.
Yeah.
If you're passionate about something, try to research, look up. I'll give you an example. If you want to find out the demand around something, use a keyword search volume tool.
Yeah.
For Google AdWords.
Just search in and write this out.
Here's some real solid advice. Use a search engine optimization tool that checks the monthly average of search volume. And just to educate the audience, search volume is the average amount of people that search a specific word on Google. This can give you a temperature on the demand. So if you put a word in there and it says 30 million people, it gives you an idea of okay, how many people are actually actively looking up this stuff? That's one little trick that will give you a real close as possible accurate without having to run surveys and interview a bunch of people and do a bunch of research. Google will tell you
That's free.
Yeah. Yeah. Google AdWords data will tell you accurate enough for you to make a decision whether or not that's a viable business. But don't get into a business just because you feel like, hey, I'm really into this. And yeah, it's cool to be passionate about something, but is it really a good business that can provide, growth opportunity and potential to take it to that level that would provide you a better quality of life or whatever your goal is? I don't know.
I actually, I had a conversation with someone recently where they were trying to get into a very, very competitive, almost brutal industry. And I was just talking to him and, he was giving me his ideas and I was just thinking in my head, I didn't say this because I didn't know him that well, but I was like, you're going to get chewed up and spit out if you don't revolutionize in some way. And I was just kind of shooting back and forth with him, just talking. And I was like, what if you did this? What if, this industry is very it's very popular for this. They always do it. What if you did it like this? Because as far as I know, I don't see anyone doing that. And he was like, oh, interesting. And I told him, do some research on it, find out what it takes to do it. If you have the resources, do it, try it out. Why not? And so if you have something that you're passionate about, right? It could be some random hobby. If there's a way to scale that, if you can find something in there, like a something, and you can scale that and you can revolutionize the way it's already done, just that's a good way to build a business around a hobby. Because I always say, build a business around something that you're passionate about, something that you enjoy, so that you're very less likely to be burnt out. And that's important stuff.
I just thought of something so cool, but I'll talk to you about after the show.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get notified every time we post a new episode. Also, check us out on Instagram for clips, updates. Peace out. See you next time.
Be sure to learn sales. Watch every episode once, twice, 3 times to get your MBA for free.